Because if a stranger friend requests me and I can't see if it's a man or a woman, or I can't see if it's a clear what they look like, if it's a normal person, a real person, I'm not going to become their friend. Okay, so if people are having a hard time friend requesting or getting friends to come back to them, you know what I mean, and become their friends, look at their profile picture, guide them. This is one thing I know that we can change, okay? One thing I know we can focus on, that profile picture, okay? And then teach them how to go stand by the window and take a clear picture. You know what I mean? It's just some of this stuff, as the leader, you're going to go, well, duh, I already do that. They should know. Everybody should know to do that. That's not the case. Not everybody knows that that's a big deal. You know what I mean? So you've just got to kind of go, one more time, I'm going to walk through the steps with each person. Don't get frustrated. They don't know what they don't know. I can't get mad at Leo when she was learning to walk and she falls down and cries every 5 seconds because she's never walked before, right? When she was a baby. So the same with people that are becoming first-time social media business owners. Does that make sense? If they're, brand new to this, don't expect them to know the simple things like a clear profile picture or even how to take a clear picture, because you don't know what you don't know. Okay. Then teach them to post and not click the share button. And then let me say this too, as you're teaching your teammates what to make adjustments to, explain to them why you don't click the share button, because 9 times out of 10, they continue clicking it because they don't understand why it's important. They don't know how important it is. So they keep clicking the share button, even though you've told them not to. You wait until they come back to you and say, okay, I'm not enrolling. Tell me what to do. Okay, no problem. Let's look at this again. Here's what I would suggest. I would stop clicking the share button, and here's why. It hides your post from the algorithm. Okay, so when you're posting about your life and your business and your products, people aren't seeing your posts. A lot of times distributors assume people aren't interested in their business and products because they're not liking or commenting, but they're not liking or commenting because they're not seeing the post, because they're clicking share on other posts, right? So teach them that. Then when they come back to you and say, I'm still not enrolling anything, and you go to their profile and to their page and you see them clicking share, okay, the first thing I would suggest is, and re-explain. I would suggest not clicking the share button, and here's why. That's one thing I know that we can do that will help you be successful. Empower them, give them knowledge, help them understand. And then when they don't listen to you, don't get mad. Patience is a virtue, okay? Just like teaching my babies to walk or teaching anything else, right? I've got to go, I can't go, you dingbat, why aren't you walking? And she's like a tiny baby, right? That doesn't make any sense. Same thing with your new distributors, okay? So don't get frustrated, right? When a DT starts the business, can I suggest that right off the bat? Totally, Yadira. You're empowering them with knowledge. Now, what I do is I only tell them about 4 loyal customers. That's where we focus. I wait till they say, I'm not getting any responses. Okay. And then I teach them about the sharing and the posting and all that stuff. One thing at a time, but yeah, you can do it at the beginning. Absolutely. And then teaching them, okay, they're posting, they're doing the same post that I'm doing. I don't understand why they're not enrolling. Okay. Don't say, okay, just keep doing what you're doing. Go to their wall, take a look. Are they posting about their life? These are this seems like the simple stuff, but this is why people quit. They think the business doesn't work for them, but they're just not being filled with knowledge on how to build a successful social media business. And it's the simple little things that they think are not a big deal, so they don't do them, but they're crucial, right? It's like the IV in your arm is crucial if you're dehydrated. Same thing to your business is posting and posting successfully, okay? So then go to their wall, and as soon as they say, I'm not enrolling, first thing I do is, let's take a look at this together. I can totally help you fix this. Why? Because I'm filling out my steps to success numerous times in a month. That means I know something. I don't know everything, but I know something, and the same for you. Okay? So don't be frustrated. You show up to the Zooms. You show up to the power hours, to the trainings. Your team will copy you. You enroll. Your team wants to copy you, but they just might need to be taught. Okay? So teaching them to post personal posts. Post life posts, and they're going to go, okay, And then they'll leave talking to you and go, what the heck's a life post? And give them some examples. When they do a good job, if you've been talking to a distributor who's having a hard time, they ask you for help and you teach them. As soon as they do the right thing, screenshot, send it to them and tell them, this is exactly what I was wanting you to do. This is exactly what we talked about. Do more of this thing. And tell them. Now they know what the right thing is to do. Okay? Okay, then posting before and afters, we know is what gets loyal customers. If they're putting up spam pictures, posts, teach them not to do that. Explain to them why you want to avoid those kind of posts. Here's why. Let me teach you why you want to avoid these kind of posts. Okay? And steer them the other way. You're behind the wheel, guiding the front of the ship of somebody that wants to be a successful business owner if they're paying money and joining, right? This is what you do. You teach each person all of these things. Some catch on quick. Some are better listeners. Some are going to be doers and you're like, whoa, slow down, you're going rogue. Okay, but don't pull on the reins too hard because you want them going. The hardest thing to do is to get somebody to do something that is doing nothing. Okay, the easiest thing to do is to steer a speedboat. Okay, well, oh, go this way. Adjust here. Oh, you're almost on track. Boom. Does that make sense? But somebody that's doing absolutely nothing and has no get up and go, I'm like, that's harder. Okay. Okay. Adding to their market. So growing their friends. A lot of people ask, how do I grow my friends again? What do I do? Where do I go? And we go live, we do trainings, we explain it, we type it out, but still they don't know where to go. Don't get mad. Show them what you're doing that's winning for you. Tell them exactly what you do. You want your team to win? Tell them what you do. Exactly what you do. Think about what you do. I post 3 times a day. What are the things that you do every day to build your business? I post 3 times a day. I have a good clear picture. I add to my network. I utilize host to post. Okay, when they're not winning, go through the steps. First thing is check their social media. Every time. First thing you do is check their social media. If they're not posting the right way, that's answer number 1. Okay, and then growing their friends. If they've got 185 friends, that's not going to cut it. Not for where they want to go. Teach them to go Ruby and beyond. People will rise up to the occasion, up to where you want them to be. Okay. Are they interacting on other people's posts? Are they commenting or liking? You want to make friends because friends will comment and like on your stuff, even if they're not interested. It helps you in the algorithm. So teaching them, here's what I do. I go and I say happy birthday, just like we do on the power hours. If your teammates aren't getting on power hours, are you getting on power hours? Okay, that's one thing I would ask myself. I don't know. Do I really need power hour? Maybe not, but does your team? They do what you do. So when you're getting on, and you're taking a look around, is it the teammates that are asking you for help all the time, not getting on power hours? Because we interact on there, we post on there, we comment under each other's stuff. So you learn what helps you and what benefits you, right? So then encourage them to hop on with you on the schedule and then get on there with you so they see you. You know what I mean? And then are they asking? So are they utilizing host to post? Are they talking to people? Are they posting and then messaging people in private message? You know what I mean? And if they're doing something wrong, don't be afraid to say, hey, instead of doing this, screenshot, next time, here's what I would suggest that really works well. Do this in private message. Or next time, post it like this. Or you see this one? This is an Insta story post. Don't be afraid to teach them. You're empowering business owners to own their own business, not just, to get your fast start bonus and peace out, Girl Scout. You know what I mean? The more you teach them and empower them and they feel more confident, the more successful your team is going to be. Okay? Okay, sis? Can you unmute you?
Okay. Yeah, I can. So we missed probably the first 5 minutes on the recording, but I've got it, most of it. So we're there. So these are ones we'll kind of go through together, but sometimes we get scared, like how do we say it then? Like what if how do I go about saying, do I say, oh no, you're doing it all wrong? no, that's not something we want to do, right? So there's verbiage that we can use. And we will, guys, we actually have a little outline of this that we'll send you so it can refresh your mind. Kelly's eyes are working great right now. Uh, but words and like phrases you could start with is, what I would suggest is, and Kel, did you talk about this at the beginning when I lost all the internet? Did you use this?
Just as I'm talking, I wasn't teaching to say that, but that is, I say, here's what I would suggest and here's why. And I say that before just about everything I'm going to teach somebody. So it's never telling them what to do, ever. But I'm going to suggest to you what's working for me. You can do whatever you choose to do, but here's what I would suggest and here's why. And then teach them why you're telling them.
Is what I would say. Why? Great statement. And then you always can go, are you open to more suggestions? Right? So are you open to a few more suggestions? Like, I'm not signing. Okay. I'm going to do what Kelly said. I'm going to go back. Okay. You're not signing. I'm going to look at your profile. I'm going to do those things. Look at your profile picture. Make sure you're not hitting the share button. Make sure you're doing all these things, and then go, okay, are you, and then kind of know what I'm going to suggest, and then ask, okay, let's look at this. Are you open to a few more suggestions? They're going to say yes. They want this business to work, and you're enrolling, right? You're enrolling, and they want to be able to do what you're doing. Another thing is, this would be a great place to start, right? This would be a great place to start. Let's try changing that profile picture, because you're not growing your market, because people aren't accepting your friends requests because they don't want to see your cat on your profile picture. I don't know. Just different things like that. Or, these few changes, I think these few changes, and you will be golden. This will be great. Do these few things, and also I love to tell them, hey, tell me next time you post. Okay. I want to see it so I can go comment on it and stuff like that. And then they're going, okay, I posted, I did what you said. And then you celebrate with them. All these little, things you want to celebrate. And then just looking at it, guys, one of the things I'll tell you that I struggled the most with what Kelly's talking about is feeling empowered to do it. So what you kind of need to do right now is, let me ask you something. Has everybody on here signed a DT or an LC? Yes, right? You know what to do. You know what to do. So you don't have to wait for someone else to say it. But what's great about things like this, and what's great about getting on the Power Hour, what's great about getting them on the new DT training that we're about to do, is we're all going to be saying the same thing. And you might say it 100 times, right? And then Kelly says it, and you're mad because they finally got it when Kelly said it. But don't be mad, be happy they got it, right? I'll do that too. I'm like, I've been telling them that over and over again.
Me. Stacy's told me lots of stuff. And then it takes me a real long time till finally I come back around and go, I'm an idiot. You already told me that, right? And she'll be like, graciously smiling.
So just know, the more people that you can get your people around saying the same thing is beneficial. That's how I feel about my kids. People who are positive, people are going to speak life into them. That's who I want my kids around. So kind of same thing, but no, you're empowered. So take that out. I would always have to feel like for some reason, I need to be ambassador to have a voice to say something. I'll be honest. That was where I was at. I got stuck a couple of years ago thinking, I'm not good enough yet to be able to tell people what to do. That's just messed up thinking. And sometimes we feel that way. We're like, oh, well, we're not so-and-so, so I can't do that. Yes, this is recorded, Tiffany. So all you have to do is be one step ahead. That's it. To tell somebody what to do. Hey, this is working great for me. I did, how Kelly suggested, sometimes I'll, how Stacy suggested we should do this. I made this little change, and okay, sometimes you can put yourself that you're at the same place still growing, because we all are still growing in this business, right? And that's okay not to have all the answers. And you have the questions, right? Kelly just went through a whole list of stuff that we should look for with them. So ask them. Take 10 minutes and go through it. When they're coming to you and asking, or you see them showing up. Like if I see somebody posting now all the time and I go, yeah, they just post and they don't enroll though. I don't say that much anymore because I've learned to dig in with those people to help them. If people are posting, they want this business to work. And these few tweaks do not take long, right? We don't want to become necessarily managers of our people, but we do want to duplicate. And when people have confidence to, when they start getting confidence, then they know what to do. It starts growing, and that's where duplication happens, and that's where your business grows. And so you need to feel empowered to empower your people, and you should feel empowered. That's just a mind thing if you're not. And Kelly did say this, but you will have to say it over and over again. And so there's nothing wrong with you. There's the statement that says the teacher hasn't taught until a student has learned. And so, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I said that already. I say that a lot. I'm like, yeah, I told them that already. Yeah, I said that. I already told them this 100 times, but they're not getting it. And so sometimes you just have to say it, and sometimes you need to learn to say it different ways. And then sometimes you just need to ask them, well, what do you think needs to change? Did you watch that video that Kelly did on Instagram or whatever on how to sign loyal customers? Okay, what did you get out of that? What do you think could change? You know what I mean? So ask them questions and be willing to say it over and over again. And sometimes they need to hear a different voice. I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
And
people have questions.
Yeah, depending on where they're at too. Like they could be busy the first time you say it. They could be in a totally different mindset. They could be discouraged. And so you're saying the right things, but they're not listening. Then all of a sudden, when they get courage and they're ready to go for it, they're going to ask you the same thing again. So it's their frame of mind that can affect their listening skills. Mm-hmm. I have a girl messaging me almost every day asking me, where am I at for my promotion? But is she enrolling one thing? No. But every day she asks me every day, so are we getting any closer? How's it going? I'm like, have you posted today? Not being like stinky, okay? This is not stinky. I'm not your boss. But hey, here's what I would focus on. Getting up those before and afters, girlfriend. All you need is a few more LCs. That's my response. Okay? So, and then, you're doing it, so then they can come and copy you as well. Yeah, so Natalie, I know Natalie had a question and Sammy had a question. Is Natalie still here? There she is.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go, baby.
I'm in the dark driving. Okay, so my question is, how do you handle, I have DTs who will kind of hit the ground running, and they're gung-ho and ready to work, and they post and, kind of are learning as they go. And then slowly but surely they kind of start going MIA and getting quieter and quieter, all the while I'm still communicating with them and sending them stuff to post, but their posting gets less and less. It's kind of like they start to kind of lose interest in the business maybe. So then whenever I touch base with them, it's like, hey, how's it going? Have you been able to post today? Or, here's a post that I used if you want to use it. But how do you take those people and keep them at that level of where they start, to keep them interested? That's kind of where I get stuck sometimes, is how do I start that conversation of what we're talking about right now, training them and helping them along the way if they are kind of at that point where they're losing interest.
So Cal, you probably have an answer for this. One of the things I would go to is hey, when you started, I just wanted to reconnect with you. When you started the business, if I had some of the things they wanted to get out of it, I'll re-ask about those things. Or what are you thinking right now? Where are you at in the business, and what do you want to get out of it? And then start there. So, because if they're saying, I want to go Ruby, okay, we can do that. You know what I mean? Or whatever they're saying they want to do with it, then I would approach it this way. That would be my first go-to. Cal, go ahead.
So, there's a couple of things that's a great way to get it back going, I feel like. One thing I would say, Nat, is how often you're communicating with them before they slow down can help with that. Like, when I'm starting new people, I'm talking to them every day. So there's a lot of them, but we're talking to them every day. Me or the person I'm placing them with. one or the other. We're talking to them every day. Okay. And when people sign up, they've got some sort of vision for their business. The way that I keep them going is by breaking it down into small goals. Okay, they're like, I want to go Ruby and get $500 a month. Okay, how am I going to do that? Okay, you're going to start with getting one of your first 4 loyal customers. We are looking for one. Try this cleanse post with a really good before and after. It worked really well for me. Okay, I got some people interested. Okay, all we're looking for is one. So, and Rachel and I kind of talked a little bit about this today, is everybody on the chart, whoever you're wanting to succeed or wanting to help teach or is wanting your help, I break it down into really small next step, as if I am them, the distributor, and I'm going, what the heck do I do next? Next, I get my second loyal customer. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Next, you get your third loyal customer. Like little goals. Don't teach them beyond until they're doing the next step. Hey, okay, have you talked to anybody? Let's think together. Who can you think of that can be one of those 4? You know what I mean? And walking them through the little tiny steps on the way to where they're wanting to go. But also to keep them going is talking to them consistently all the time, like regularly. Does that make sense, or is that helpful at all, or is it still not answering your question?
No, that helps. I'm just, what are you saying to talk to them on a daily basis? Like, are you just touching base saying, hey, have you posted today? Hey, can I send you a post to help you? Hey, do you need a story to put up? Are you talking like that kind of stuff?
Like, for instance, Yadira and I right now are building together. So I signed distributors in place in there. Yadira is in the morning, she's talking to them, and we're following up. Like if there were people they were talking to the day before, we're asking them, how did it go yesterday talking to the person about the cleanse? Okay, I have another really great post for you today. Do you want to try another one? Okay, and then how's it going? Are you getting interest? Are people interested? Are you getting any kind of response? And they might say, no, nobody's responding. Nobody's saying anything. Okay, let me stop and take a look at your social media. And I immediately start teaching them. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Here's what I would suggest. Maybe try we're going to do a little bit of like a social media makeover that's going to help attract people to your business. And they'll go, okay, because they're ready to be taught, what we're doing. So then I go straight into teaching them to change their profile picture, to change their style of posting. So we're starting at the very beginning, giving them posts. If they're not getting any attention, we're teaching right then. We're going to switch to teaching because they should get friends and family. It shouldn't be hard for people to sign those first 4 unless they're not tasking or talking to people. You know what I mean? That would be the only reason. Okay. So if they've got no friends and family that would support them, then we go straight into, let's change your social media. Let's do the way, change your posting, change your profile, add friends, and so we're going straight into teaching.
Okay.
So there should be no downtime with no interest on your posts is the way that I'm teaching them. If you've got 0 interest, it's time to stop and make changes to what you have that you're putting out there.
Okay.
And then celebrating those little steps too. You got your first little customer. That's amazing. 3 more, and that next step, but celebrating everything that they do that you're talking about too is huge.
Andrea, to answer your question, she asked, do you do that in a group together or do you message them? I'm assuming you mean privately. So for instance, if Amy has a teammate that needs help, Amy would introduce me to the teammate in a group message, and I'll do it in front of Amy with the teammate. If it's somebody I personally enroll and they privately message me and say, hey, I'm not getting any attention on my post, or I'm not getting any traction, I'll continue to talk to them privately and walk them through it. And I make videos, so I'm talking to them through a video. You know what I mean? I can type it, but it's better if they can see my face and hear my voice. So I'll talk to them privately. It depends on where the conversation starts. When they're saying they're not getting any traction or getting any attention or getting any response, wherever the conversation starts is where I have the conversation. And it's
And
nothing embarrassing. Go ahead.
so she's asking to, like, when you and Yadira are building together, she's asking, is Yadira talking to them privately and then you're talking to them?
She's asking, is Yadira talking to them? And I'm
like separately or in a group message?
So like, sorry. So for instance, like Natalie. Okay, Natalie and I have been helping each other. I have Kristen on the team. She's posting. She's doing well, but she hasn't signed, I think, but one loyal customer. She's getting frustrated, and I'm trying to keep her afloat. And so Natalie and I are like, okay, well, maybe she needs to reach out, or I need to, we need to reach out as a group or something to try to get her going, because she is showing up on calls. She is showing up on, everything, but she's not going anywhere. Like, I'm placing things under her. Natalie's placing things that, for us to grow as a team. And I guess that's my question. Like, what do you, and maybe that's what Natalie's trying to say, what do you do to try to get them?
I go immediately into teaching. I ask them, okay, no problem. We can fix this. Because if you can fix it for yourself, think about it this way, guys. If you can fix it for yourself, when you're not enrolling, what do? Do you panic and quit the business? No. You don't, because you're leaders. You go, oh, I haven't posted a before and after in a while. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. And you stop and do it. So that's what I'm saying with these guys, like in your case with this. Kristen, you said? It would be whoever has the relationship or whoever enrolled her or whoever communicates the most often with her is the one who teaches her. Like, I would be fine if Yadira wanted to teach any of my people in our group messages. But typically,
well, that's what, I mean, you're typically a team, so it's not like you're really hiding anything, or you're working to grow as a team. But like, Natalie has a little bit more knowledge than me, so I mean, that was kind of my question too, is like, do you put it as a group and try to chit chat with it to try to,
so are you saying you guys are you not in a three-way message?
No.
Okay, so then that's what I would do. Anybody I place on, say, Yadira's team, me, Yadira, and the distributor are in a three-way group message. Okay. Yadira is communicating with them on a regular basis because I'm enrolling and placing all over my chart. Right. So Yadira is communicating every day, and I'm kind of like answering questions if they get stuck, or if it's troubleshooting and she says, I need help, this isn't working. Then I go, no problem. Stop where we are. No problem. We can fix this. Don't panic. Nobody quit. Okay. Don't throw the towel in. We're going to just take a look and we're going to fix the problem. The answer is going to be one of those things that we listed. So I would have a three-way group message with the person that's discouraged. Okay. And then Natalie can go in. If Natalie is the more knowledgeable person or whatever, Natalie goes in and goes, girlfriend, I see you posting. We want you enrolling so that you can go to Ruby and beyond. Are you open to some suggestions? Because we can totally fix this. Okay. She's going to go, heck yeah, because I'm about to quit. Be like, okay, take quitting off the table. It's simple tasks. You're doing all the simple tasks. They just don't know what simple tasks to adjust. When I wasn't enrolling, I was enrolling distributors this month, okay, but not as many loyal customers. I'm like, oh, time for me to adjust my posting and grow my friends. So I stopped and grew my friends, and I start posting the cleanse. And I start posting keto coffee and greens. And now I signed 2 or 3 customers today. It's now, you know what I mean? You just are changing your direction.
Sorry, Nat. It's just, I had that quick question too. So
no, you're good. Does anybody else, is that making sense? Is that helpful? Because it makes sense to me, but sometimes then to re-explain or to duplicate that, I'm like, ooh, does that make sense? Okay.
Do you guys, oh, we got to go here, Sam.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you've got people that are trying and actively like trying to do the business, but they're not enrolling, they're going to eventually quit if somebody doesn't stop and teach them. So I would say stop and teach if they're actively trying. You know what I mean? And not from a place of being afraid, but if they're trying, they want it to work, they just need to be guided, taught what to do.
Yep. Does anybody else have any questions before we hop off?
Anybody? Really need my glasses because I can't see.
And so the big thing is too for y'all, you got to keep enrolling so you know you feel like you have something to give your team, right? So all this talk is not for you to stop and start managing your team. It's just that you know you can take 5 minutes and change somebody's business for them, which is awesome.
And it literally every single time is just follow the little list. Profile picture. Are they posting 3 times a day? Life, business, products. The profile picture is not even as major as the posting. Honestly, every time I'm like, let me just look at your social media for a second. That's the first thing I start with. And then I'm like, okay, this is exactly where we want to be. Here's the adjustments to make. Okay, are you growing your friends? Because that's going to be really important. But posting correctly is going to make a major difference immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yay. I'm excited. You guys are so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just take a look around. Who's trying? Who wants to do something? And stop and teach them. Ask them. Are you willing to are you open for some suggestions? Can I help you? How's it going? And then just jump in there and start teaching. It's not going to hurt their feelings. It'll hurt their feelings if they, fail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And y'all, after you start talking to people, you need to train them how to move on to the next step. It becomes, instead of you just telling them, start asking them, what do they think they should do next? And then that starts helping them think, oh, I can fix this too. I know what to do. Yeah, you do know what to do. Good job. All right. We're proud of y'all.
Hey, yay. Give me a minute, new distributor training if you got new people.
Yeah, get your new people on. And y'all, if you haven't hopped on it, hop on so you know what your new people are being told. Because again, we all start saying the same thing. It's going to catch. Okay.
Okay, love ya.
Love ya.